You illegally sublet your house to Miss Myers and her boyfriend, and then Miss Myers' brother shoots her ex-boyfriend?
At the time, it was.
And now you're trying to get money back for this? This is a crazy situation. Wow. Okay.
So let's begin.
Miss Myers, Mr. and Miss Gonzalez. So we are here in case number 25S000066. We are going to be having a trial today for the amount of $7,871.56. Mr. and Miss Gonzalez, if you could just unmute for a second. So, Miss Myers, you're aware that the value of $7,871.56 is being sought against you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So how we're going to proceed is, I believe that I only got exhibits from the plaintiffs. Were you able to pick up your copies as well, Miss Myers? Pardon, what'd you say?
I was not able to, unfortunately, no.
Okay. All right. So I have documentation from the plaintiffs in front of me. How it's going to work is that Mr. and Miss Gonzalez, you're going to be able to go first. You're the ones bringing this matter. I'll allow you to testify for the value that you are requesting against Miss Myers. I have the exhibits in front of me. Please, if you could refer to the exhibits and tell me which ones to look at as we're going through this trial, that'll make it a lot easier, and I'd appreciate it. If you have any witnesses that you wish to call at the end of both your testimonies, you may do so at that time. When you're done, Miss Myers, you will have a chance to make your side of the argument. I'll listen to your side, and then as well, if you have any witnesses to call, you may do so after your own testimony. Following your testimony, we'll allow Mr. and Miss Gonzalez to make a short statement. I just ask that both parties that you just address me. Please don't address each other. I'm trying to keep this cordial. I don't want this to turn contentious. I'm just here to listen and be the middleman. So just only address me, please. I apologize ahead of time. I will be not interrupting, but I guess interjecting, asking questions here or there if I need some clarification. So just please be prepared to answer some questions for me so that way I can have an informed judgment at the end of this. When I'm done, I'll just go ahead and offer my judgment, and that will be it. Let me just, sorry, 1 second, grab a piece of paper really quickly. Does anyone have any questions in regards to today's trial?
No, ma'am.
Anything, Mr. and Ms. Gonzalez? Okay. All right. So we are going to go ahead and start with your testimony. So who will begin in their testimony? Jamie or Jada?
I guess I will.
Okay. All right. So could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the whole truth during this proceeding?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Jada Gonzalez Reyes, spelled Gonzalez Reyes.
Thank you. Please begin with your testimony.
We were living before at 239 19th Avenue here in Longview. At the time when we were living there, Miss Myers, and at the time had a boyfriend that we know, was kind of homeless and didn't have no place to live. She had a young child at the time, and we did not want the young child sleeping on the streets or anything. So we offered to bring them into the home. Bring them into the home for the baby safety and not having to live on the streets. She stayed with us for a while. We decided to go ahead and move because we needed a bigger place. And we offered the house that we were staying in to sublease it to her son and her boyfriend at the time. So they had a place to live because it was going to be hard for them trying to find a place. So my husband agreed that they can stay there, take over our lease at the time, and just pay the monthly rent and the utilities when it comes and everything. They were doing that with no problem. We had no concerns or anything. They took over on October 1st, and that's the Washington residential lease that I put in here.
And that's a lease that you just downloaded off of freeforms.com.
Yes, correct.
Buckle up, guys. Today we are going to dive into one of the wildest courtroom showdowns you'll ever see. Right from the start, we're thrown into chaos, an illegal sublease, a family dispute, and even shooting tied into the case. The introduction wastes no time in laying out just how messy the situation is. You can already feel the tension as the judge gears up to unravel what really happened.
We had no, they signed it, we signed it. They agreed to go ahead and just pay the rent that it was supposed to be and everything was going good. And then I get a phone call on January 8th of this year telling me that one of my good friends' brother was shot, which was her boyfriend at the time. I was out of town. I get back into town, try to find out what happened and everything. I'm still kind of clueless. I'm only getting bits and pieces from everybody of what exactly happened and everything. And it's like, we can't have this in this children's neighborhood, this and everything. So we gave them a notice saying that her and everybody needs to leave out of the house. We gave the property manager, who does the property manager of that property, notice that we were going to vacate and take everything that we own out of the house by the end of the month.
What month was that?
January.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So we filled out the form. I called them. We filled out the form, emailed it to them. I believe it's in here. On one of the.
Okay, let's see a move out date requested by Jamie A. Gonzalez.
Yes, that we were vacating at the end of the month. We'll be turning the keys in and vacating the property and everything. So we'd let them, Dakota or Miss Myers and the parties that was there know that what we were doing and that they had to leave. Then all of a sudden the next day, the people that manage the property, they send out three sets of form, the same form, but three different ways. They email it, they mail it, and then they post it on the door of the property to make sure that you've got the notices that they're giving you.
Okay.
So we got the email saying that that we have 10 days to comply or vacate the property because we are violating our lease, which we were, but we were trying to help out. We thought we were helping out a friend. That we have 10 days to comply or vacate, which is gives us till the 20th of January to comply to their demands, or we would face eviction. And then I believe it's the following day, we got another notice saying that we have a 30-day notice to terminate our lease because of everything that was going on at the property.
Okay.
They also did the same thing with that one. They posted it up on the door. They mailed it to us, as well as they emailed it to my husband's email. So Dakota, Miss Myers did know that she did have to vacate. We've tried to get we got the rest of our stuff out. We are trying to clean up as what we can, but every time we go down there to try to comply with the property managers, she kept calling the cops on us and we had to leave. So we told her that she had to go because of the termination from the management property, and she didn't want to leave. She didn't leave the property until February 7th, which caused another round of not late fees, but rent due for the month of February. And that's so we're seeking for us, because they had to, when we all vacated and everything, and they finally took over the property. Through all the pictures that I sent, you can see the damages that were done with all the trash in the house, and we could not get that out because she wouldn't let us do anything to help clean so we can get our security deposit back. So we also lost that as well.
All right, guys, now the courtroom energy shift as the judge sets the stage. With calm authority, she lays down the rules, the claim amount, and explains exactly how things will proceed. Both sides are warned to keep things civil, and we get a clear picture of just how serious this $7,871 case really is. This moment locks everyone in. There's no escaping the screw.
I have a few questions, but I just want to, I guess, follow up really quickly with what you said, that you wanted to get your security deposit back, so that's why you wanted to clean and everything. But I just want to reiterate that this statement from Catlin says that the reason why you lost your security deposit is forfeiture deposit for unauthorized tenants and animals. It's not because it wasn't clean, it's because you broke your lease agreement.
I'm sorry, which one was you looking at?
So the final closing statement from Catlin that
Closing statement.
you're stating that she didn't let you in so that you could clean, so you couldn't get your deposit back. But I'm telling you the reason why you lost your security deposit, it says forfeit deposit, unauthorized tenants and animals. And you yourself stated that you were violating your lease. You knew you were.
Yes, but we also had a 10-day grace period to rectify it so that we don't lose our security deposit. And Miss Myers refused to leave when we all got the notice.
But you had already been.
They gave us a 10-day notice to comply or vacate.
I'm not quite
so
sure
that we don't lose our security deposit.
I don't think it says in here. I don't think it says in here that if you comply within 10 days, you wouldn't lose your security deposit. I think it says here 10-day notice to comply or vacate. I'm pretty sure.
The thing is, though, if she would have vacated it within the 10 days, like she would have done so, we wouldn't have lost our security deposit. But because she stayed over in the house, that's why we lost it. That's what they told us.
Okay, I'm just looking at this documentation, and it looks like it just pretty much says here that if you comply with your rental agreement law, vacate. So it says here that pretty much that it says that if you rectify this, then you will not need to vacate. But if you do not, then you're going to be terminated, which is the subsequent 30-day notice to terminate. There's nothing in here that says that you're not going to lose your security deposit, because I think at that point, your 12 months of violation of the lease made you lose the security deposit. And Ms. Myers, please don't nod your head, because it seems like you caused a lot of damage in the apartment as well. So just keep your stuff to yourself, please, or else you can turn off your video feed.
I'd rather turn that off.
Sounds great. Thank you. All right. So I'm a little confused about that. I guess I understand that the reasoning behind why you rented it out, but you knew you were in direct violation of your lease. You just downloaded a form offline.
Yes.
So it's interesting that you're trying to get money back when you yourself knew you were violating your lease conditions for a whole year.
No, it wasn't for a full year.
Okay, so it's October 15th, 2024 is when she moved in, and January 10th, 2025. Okay, so it's October, November, December, January. So I apologize. So 3 months.
4 months.
Yeah. Okay.
May I say something if it's possible?
In 1 second, sir, I do
Okay,
need to
yeah,
swear
that's
you in.
fine.
So absolutely, you have every right to talk. I just want to make sure that Ms. Gonzalez is done, and then yes, you can absolutely say what you need to say. I would love to hear your side of the story. Okay, so I guess I want to ask, so you sort of go ahead and sublease your apartment, even though you know that you're not supposed to be doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you send in a notice to move out. It says here that your desired move out date is January 31st. Miss Myers does not move out until January or February 7th, which causes you to incur a February rent because obviously she went into that. And then there was no cleaning done upon her leaving, and you're stating that you were unable to clean yourself as well because she would not let you into the apartment without threatening to call
The police, correct,
the
ma'am?
police, or she did call, but okay. So can we please walk through this,
Yes, I found it.
final
I'm sorry.
closing statement? Okay, so your original security deposit's $1,895. You lose that because of unauthorized tenants and animals. The 10-day notice to comply is the notice you got, so they're charging you for it.
Yes, ma'am.
The closing WSG, so water, sewer, and gas. So essentially that was not paid by Miss Myers when she was living there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I see that, yes, from the city of Longview. And then February rent for 7 days, it's prorated. I see that. The move out cleaning, so there's a charge for that because nothing was cleaned, so they
Yes, ma'am.
charged you for that. The trash haul out, they cleaned it out, obviously had to put the trash into something and take it to,
Yes, ma'am.
to actually get the trash out. The wall washing, just based on the condition of the apartment, and the windows still repaired due to unreported issue. Okay, so that's just pretty much the breakdown that you're
Yes, ma'am.
looking for, correct? So you're looking for $7,871 though, so it looks like the total charges right here, if you just look, the charges is $6,412.65. So where are you getting? Oh, you're asking for an additional $2,000 on time spent? What is time spent?
We're actually supposed to be out. We're supposed to be at work, so we had to take time out of our jobs to come to court for this.
And you earn $2,000 in a day?
Between me and my between me and my husband.
In one day, you earn $2,000?
This is 2 days for today and for the last time we had to go to court.
Okay, so in 2 days, well, your court started at 2:30, so you would have missed maybe half a day of work. So for half a day of work for you and half a day of work for your husband, if we go to that extreme, these are usually just 30-minute to an hour and a half proceedings. So in about 30 minutes or half a day for the last proceeding, half a day for this proceeding. So about a day each for each of you. So each of you would earn about $1,000 for a day.
No, you about 500. My husband makes about $500 a day for one route.
Okay.
For part of it.
Okay. So even if you take out that $2,000 though, it doesn't equal to the $6,412.65 that you were charged. So what is additional here?
Not sure. I can go find that paper.
Because if you were to take $6,412.65, which is what they charged you, and add the $2,000, that would be $8,412.65. So are you not asking for something?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, because part of the window seal is from my children.
Okay, so you're just
So
not asking for the windowsill.
Exactly. My children did that, and I don't want her to pay for something my kids did.
Okay, so essentially, if you're not asked, so apart from your time spent that you're asking for reimbursement, if you're looking at the total charges from Catlin Properties, it's $6,412.65. And if you subtract the windowsill of $541.09 that you said your children cost, the total really that you would be asking for is $5,871.56 minus your $2,000 that you're also asking for reimbursement.
The only reason we let them to stay was because the baby. When they come to us and they ask us to stay, they actually wanted to stay in the backyard in a tent. Winter was coming. I don't feel comfortable having a baby sleeping outside in a tent. That's the reason we allow them to come and stay inside the house. We didn't thought that this was going to be a big issue. I understand our mistake, and I totally understand the mistake we made by letting them stay with us. But we did it with a good intention, not to let them be homeless and not to stay in winter outside in a tent. They didn't have a place to stay. And also, when she and the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend came, we talked to them and told them that they couldn't have more people in the house. It was just for them and only for them and the baby, not nobody else. But they started bringing more people and friends and family members to live with them at the house. They also knew that we couldn't have animals, and they bring animals into the house. So that's what I wanted to say and make it clear. We was trying to help.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The first testimony begins as Jada Gonzalez takes a stand. Under oath, she lays out how she brought Mayers into her home, offering a roof for her and her child. But the real kicker? She admits to creating a makeshift sublease using a free form from the internet. The judge immediately raises eyebrows, questioning the legality. Suspense builds as you realize this
Turn your feet on, please. All right, it's time for your testimony. Do you swear to tell the whole, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth during this proceeding?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Dakota Myers, Meyers.
All right, please begin with your testimony.
So when me and my ex-boyfriend, Gary Johnston, moved into the house, it was October 1st is when they finally got all their stuff out. The house was a complete mess. They did not pick up after themselves when they left. The house was completely destroyed. I had to sit and scrub those walls for over a month to be able to get it to where it was. The damages to that house were from them. I don't understand how I'm having to pay $2,000 for their loss of work when I also lost work as well to be able to be here. So that's not fair. I was not living in the house past January 30th until March 8th when I got into my home. I was living in a hotel that was in Kelso with my son. So I was not even in the home. They made it physically impossible for me to be able to get all my stuff out in an orderly fashion without them coming over and harassing me. They did it 10 times that I had to call the cops on 3 different occasions. His name was Detective Gibbs was one of them. And then there was an officer, I'm trying to remember his name, but there was another officer who came by because they came into my home when I was not home and stole my belongings. They ripped stuff out of the walls. They took the garbage that was in my garbage can in the bathroom, dumped the garbage on the floor and left it there, but took the garbage can. They took the shower head. They decided to take every screw, big and nail out of my walls and took all my stuff off the walls that day. When they put the 10-day notice on my door, I immediately went to Catlin Properties about it and let them know that there were people living in the home that 10 days with a child and all the belongings because my ex decided to take off with them and not help. They consistently said that they were trying to help. They weren't. They didn't even offer to help. I asked for help and they told me, no, it's not our business anymore. You just need to get out. That is what they kept telling me. And I told them, how are you expecting me to get all of our belongings, including his, out of the house in 10 days?
Things escalate fast here. Jada reveals a shocking twist. Mayer's brother was involved in a shooting, setting off a storm of consequences. Suddenly, the supposed act of kindness spirals into a nightmare of eviction notices and legal threats. The judge listens closely, and you can sense the courtroom getting heavier with each word. This isn't just a simple lease violation anymore. It's chaos.
The 10-day notice only had their names on it. Mine and Gary's were only on the 30-day notice. I did not have enough time to be able to give you all the paperwork that I needed. I have documentation that I was not living there from January 30th until March 8th. I also have documentation of the file from Catlin Properties stating that the 10-day notice did not have my name on it, that the 30-day notice did. They gave me a piece of paper for that as well. I just have to pick it up. I have not been able
I'm
to
just
do that.
clarifying. The 10-day does have your name on here. It says the notice you served on Dakota and Gary is not legal, so you are included in the 10-day notice. Just because you're not the recipient on top, it's stating that you're illegally residing there. And because you are not the actual individual who should have been living there, they can't officially address it to you, but your name's on there because you're illegally living there.
Right.
Okay.
The damage, all the garbage and everything as well, I did have it picked up, but some of my belongings I had to leave there because I had nowhere else to put it. I had filled my storage all the way from tip top high. The bathroom itself, the walls were torn. The walls in the living room were torn. The ground itself was unleveled. The backyard was destroyed. And I was constantly being told from the time that we were living there from October until December that at any moment they had every right to come into my home at any moment, whether we were paying bills or not. They said it was their house, that anything that happened, like whether, her best friend's daughter would walk in at any moment. And as I'm sleeping on the couch. So I just don't understand how this is legal.
Well, let me ask,
But,
Ms. Myers, where were you living before this house?
Before this house, I was living in the community house.
Okay, so it seems like Mr. and Miss Gonzalez sort of did you a favor by letting you move into a house, correct?
Yes, but the consistent harassment that happened before they actually physically left the home, that was the issue. The only reason why me and my ex even broke up is because of that issue, because they kept consistently pushing and pushing and pushing. They would come into our home while we were at work.
Sorry.
And I don't know. There is a couple documents that if we can actually push this out a little bit further, if we're able to be able to give more documentation.
No, I'm looking at the case dates. On April 23rd, I was here and I said that everyone needs to submit it by 6/13 for trial today. You had close to 2 months to submit documentation, ma'am. I'm not pushing this out. We're already into trial. So this is it. You can verbally try to discuss anything. However, I do not have sufficient proof that you didn't live in the residence past February.
Well, that's why I'm asking if it's possible, if we do have extra time, if I can file that documentation, because I was not living in the home from January 30th until March 8th.
No, I'm sorry.
At this point, the pressure is boiling. Multiple notices pile up. The property managers demand compliance, and police keep getting called as the plaintiffs try to clean out the property. Mayers refuses to budge, dragging the conflict into February and creating even more financial damage. What was once a friendly favor now feels like a full-blown battle. The weight of bad decisions is starting to crush the plaintiffs, and the judge...
Billing period. 11/25/24, so that'd be November of 24 when you were living there. You moved in October to January 13th, 25. So even if you had moved out on January 30th, no, it says that a total amount was $279.26. It was never paid, and that Catlin actually had to incur that payment, which is subsequently what Mr. and Miss Gonzalez are now having to pay. That's the closing bill that's been presented.
Well, I actually have proof that I actually did pay that, which this makes no sense to me because I physically have the documentation and the money proof on my Chime account right now that states that I did pay those months. So this makes no sense from November to when, you said?
November 25th to January 13th.
So they were pocketing my money, is what you're saying.
How can someone pocket your money if you pay the city of Longview directly?
Because we didn't pay the city of Longview directly. We had to go through them. All of our bills went straight through them. It didn't go through us. None of those bills went through us. They went through them.
Normally how water, sewage, and gas works. Mr. and Miss Gonzalez, when you lived,
No, the water and the electric bill was directly taken out of Gary Johnson's account. And when he lost his job, they just sent the bill to her. She never gave us no money. It goes directly to the city of Longview and the PUD for the electric. It was directly taken out of his account when we set it up. She's never given us any money.
Okay, so I'm trying to clarify. So when they moved in, it started coming out of her ex's account. When they broke up, maybe the payment stopped or some issue occurred. So you were receiving the bill, or was Miss Myers at the address receiving the bill?
It was still, we left it in my husband's name. That's why it says Jamie Gonzalez. But but this is the final bill that was due for that was not even due until the end of January.
Okay, so I guess how would Miss Myers know then that she needed to pay that bill if you were the ones receiving it? It was your name?
No. The bills were, we didn't even forward our mail to our new house so that she can get the bills. So the electric bill and the water bill was still being mailed to them. And I even told them, this is what the water bill will look like. It will say the city of Longview, and showed them what the bill looked like for the electric company. So that they know how much it is and how much is due. We've never took them. We got this final notice from Catlin Properties of how much the electric bill is.
Okay, so the bill was coming in your name to the property that she was illegally subleasing, and she was supposed to know to just open a piece of paper that was addressed in your name. That said City of Longview.
Yes, and we told them that we go ahead and get the city. Even if I go down there and I notice it's the water bill or the electric bill, I will open it and say, "Here's the water bill," or "Here's your electric bill," so that they have it. They're responsible for the water and the electric.
Okay, so the way that you stated that makes it seem like you were still constantly going into their house.
No, we've never gone into their house until around the 9th and the 10th when we got the notices from Catlin Properties.
But you just said if I would go in and I would see Longview.
It's in the mailbox because she just let the mail just stack up. And I'm friends with my next door neighbor still. And he's like, you have a bunch of mail coming out when he would see me at the school because our kids go to the same school. So I would drive by, pull our mail out, leave. If she had mail, just leave hers there and leave the water bill and the electric bill. The mailbox is right on the front porch of the house. I would just pull our mail and leave the water bill and the electric bill.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, you wanted to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Gary probably will kill paying the bills because it was coming out of his check, out of his bank account. When we moved out, we put all the bills on his his debit card. So everything was taken out automatically out of his bank. He never gave us cash or anything. The only money that they sent me through Cash App was the insurance for the house, which was $20 a month or something for the insurance. That's the only money I received from them because I still paying the insurance for the house.
Renter's insurance is what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But the money was taken directly out of his bank account, and the only reason he probably stopped paying it is because he got shot.
This is where the judge drops the hammer. Gonzalez argues they lost their deposit because Mayers wouldn't let them clean, but the judge isn't having it. She makes it crystal clear. The deposit was forfeited because the lease itself was violated, plain and simple. Watching this exchange is intense. The plaintiffs try to argue their way out, but the judge keeps pulling them back to the cold reality. It's a sharp reminder that ignorance of the rules won't save you.
Brother shoots her ex-boyfriend?
At the time it was.
And now you're trying to get money back for this? This is a crazy situation. Wow. Okay.
But we've never harassed her or anything. We just let them do what they got to do on their property. Like I said, the only time we tried accessing it to get the rest of our belongings, we had like a little storage shed. We had to get a storage shed to get our stuff out. Was when Catlin Properties gave us the 10-day notice.
Another thing
you can talk, sir. Yeah.
That she was saying that we come to her house anytime we wanted. She changed the lock. we can come in the house. And the girls that she's talking, that they come to the house, they are Gary's nieces. So they are family. They will come to see their uncle. That's nothing we can do. If they are their family and they want to see his uncle, we can tell them, no, don't go there, you know?
Okay. So, Ms. Myers, the cleaning fee upon move out from Catlin was $538.28. What do you have to say about that?
The cleaning fee, I am perfectly well aware that I am able to pay that one just because I did contribute to the garbage. However, it wasn't just my garbage that was there. But I am willing to pay at least, if possible, half of that, because half of the garbage wasn't mine.
Okay.
There was plenty of years that they were living there, and then immediately when they decide to move into another home, leave all their trash and garbage for me to take care of because Gary wouldn't do it. It was always on me.
Okay.
I was taking care of the house. So I'm totally fine with paying half of that bill, but I do not want to pay full because it wasn't just my garbage. I don't feel that's fair.
Wait, you're saying that Gary, your ex-boyfriend that your brother shot, couldn't help you anymore? And that's what you're upset about?
This was before that happened.
Okay. All right.
The garbage, there was so much of their trash that they left behind when we actually got to take over the place that it filled the backyard. There was random bikes that were torn apart. There was stuff from their grill that they left behind, garbage from the dogs that they had that chewed up the whole backyard, stuff that was coming out of the shed that I would place back in their shed because it was their belongings because I was trying to pick it up. They left random paint cans and random stuff on the outside. They would come over to the house and tear down the fence so my dog would get out. Like.
Okay. All right. There's a trash haul out value of sorry, Ms. Gonzalez, go ahead.
The paint cans that she's talking about and the extra stuff that was in with the house belongs to Catlin Properties. We had we can't, with Catlin Properties, you're not allowed to paint their walls. It has to stay the color that they painted. So whatever paint cans that she found there belong to Catlin Properties. Just like the bags of cement that were inside the storage, that belonged to Catlin Properties. It was there when we moved in, so we just let that stuff there.
Okay.
As far as the trash that our dogs tore up, we have a little not Chihuahua. We have a Shih Tzu and a Pomeranian. They're not going to tear up as much as her dogs that she said she had, a Husky and another big dog.
What about Coda?
Okay, please only talk to me. Thank you. Okay, trash haul out, $2,381.01. Mr. and Ms. Gonzalez, go first. Why is there so much trash? I mean, I did hear Ms. Myers state that some of her belongings she had to leave behind because her storage unit was full. Okay. What about, did you contribute to the trash?
Before we move out, I filled out my truck with garbage. I took it to the dump. What she's talking about, the bikes, they're not junk. I have it right now in the backyard. It's the bike. Those are my kids' bikes. The barbecue grill, I have it here now. That was my barbecue grill, and it's not junk either. So the stuff that she is saying that it was garbage is not. It's my stuff, and I already have it back.
These pictures,
all these pictures.
Can I just ask really quickly?
Yes.
These pictures, are these pictures that you, Ms. Gonzalez, personally took, not Catlin?
I personally took them on the 7th of February, on the February 7th.
Okay, so
all this stuff that's in this house belongs to her.